Hey everyone, this is Nikachu, and I'm here with my brother. And we are here to play Merfolk in Modern. This is a deck that has been in the works for quite some time, and I am really happy to bring it to you today. But before we get into it, we're going to thank our sponsor, themanabase.com. If you want to read some really twisted lyrics about Jace being stranded on an island, go check out The Rants of Valakut by Ben on themanabase.com. And I have new patrons supporting me on Patreon. Thank you so much. I absolutely love all my patrons supporting the channel. You're making Merfolk great again. I'm going to thank so much to Cohen Mommersteg, Jen Gudahos, and Thomas Montoya. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. What are we going to do with Merfolk in Modern? What are we going to do? We're feeling the pressure from Titan Shift. We're feeling the pressure from Lantern Control, from Black-Green X. We're feeling it from all over the place. And I feel...
Never mind.
I feel like the route that we want to go down is Phantasmal Image. This card... I mean, I've been criticizing this card for years, that it has no place in Modern. It is very fragile. All our games are going long. But the thing is, they're not going so long anymore. You know, we used to be a mid-range deck. I very strongly believe that Merfolk is a mid-range deck. I actually don't believe it was ever a tempo deck because we're never tempoing anyone out. We have cards like Spreading Seas, Harbinger of the Tides, and Ether Vial to get back into games, not to be like tempoing people out. They're just all there to facilitate the fact that we just don't get run over. We were a mid-range deck that could stabilize the board with Master of Waves and then take over games. Well, guess what? Master of Waves doesn't stabilize boards anymore at all. We just play him. He gets killed by like Fatal Push, Collective Brutality, Liliana the Last Hope, Flaying Tendrils. There's a million answers now. And then we get like our teeth kicked in. So we can't depend on that plan anymore. We can't play for the late game. We can't play for long games. We have to play for short games. Not only that, Modern got super mana efficient with Fatal Push. Super mana efficient. So like, man, if you're on the draw and you do nothing on turn 1, I mean, you're really dead because your opponent will play a creature on turn 2, followed up by... Then you play a creature on your turn 2, but then they're going to play a creature plus Fatal Push on turn 3. And you are so far behind. You can't get back from any of this. So what we have to do is we have to lower the curve. We have to lower the curve so that we can enable cards like Ceremonious Rejection, Dispel, and Relic of Progenitus. These are all really high-impact cards right now in Modern. They're very, very good. They're very strong. Relic of Progenitus doing great work against Grixis Death Shadow, Storm, Black-Green X. Fantastic card. Dispel hits like basically most of the decks really hard, especially Storm. Hits Burn, hits Counters Company. Great card in Ceremonious Rejection hits. Most importantly, Eldrazi, Tron, and maybe any other Eldrazi deck as well. And then, of course, it has the added benefit of being playable against Affinity and Lantern Control. But we can't play these things if we're playing with stuff like Kira Great Glass Spinner. Or, in some cases... Yeah, we can't play with things like Kira Great Glass Spinner and maxing out on Master of Waves, because then we're just tapping out. We need to be able to play things on turn 2 and hold this stuff up on turn 3. We need to be able to play 2 things a turn. So that's where Phantasmal Image comes in, and I think it's just a very powerful card. There's too many decks right now, including Titan Shift. They're just saying, hey, I'm going to win on turn 5, so you better win before I do. And Phantasmal Image gives us the best chance at turn 4 kills. Not to mention, I actually think, I've playtested this now quite a bit, I think Phantasmal Image actually brings a lot of strength back to Master of Waves, because you can play Master of Waves on 4 and then vial in a Phantasmal Image in response to a removal spell to keep the tokens and make a billion more. So we're super maxed out on Lords. Look how aggressive this is. We're 4 Maraudgery, Master of the Pearl Trident, Lord of Atlantis, Phantasmal Image. I'm going heavy on this. We're going to attack them really strong.
With Ixalan being released tomorrow, how much are we expecting this to change
First,
in the next week?
Oh, it's going to be a big change. We're going to play test blue. We're going to be play testing some Cocoa Folk or some blue-green Merfolk with Vile. But before all that green stuff ruins my fun, I'm going to have my day with Phantasmal Image because I've been doing quite well with this list. I really like how it's worked up to this point. There was a great finish in a German Open, 400 players, where Merfolk with Phantasmal Image making top 8. So I think I would encourage more people to try this thing out because it's a very whoops, I removed a card somewhere. Oh, put this guy back. So this guy's a very strong card. Also, Gemstone Caverns really helps our super aggro plan. So I now want to go down the aggro tempo role that Merfolk can take. The advantage to Merfolk is we can take all the roles if we want. We can be a control deck, we can be a mid-range deck, we can be a tempo deck, we can be an aggro deck. I want to focus more on the aggro now. The aggro and the tempo aspects of this deck because we don't have time to go into the late game against not too many decks now in Modern, and we really need to be aggressive. And I really like Dismember for that reason. Yeah, just a 1 mana removal spell, fantastic. And if we need extra Harbingers or Master of Waves, well, guess what? Phantasmal Image is there. So I gotta talk about some caution about Phantasmal Image. This is a complicated card. It has a lot of application. You might have to sandbag it a lot because it is a vulnerable creature. So in the face of open mana, you don't want to play it to just get it sniped down by any random card, which is not too bad. Remember, if they use a Fatal Push on Phantasmal Image, it's not catastrophic or anything because they're still trading 1 for 1. Kolaghan's Command is still a big deal, and unfortunately, Jeskai Control, 2 copies of Jeskai Control made the finals of an SCG Open. It doesn't carry a lot. Those SCG Opens don't carry a lot of weight. On the other hand, people might try to mimic the decks anyway and playtest them. That's bad because Phantasmal Image is really weak against Electrolyze, so we might have those situations we might have to work our way up to a Master of Waves into Phantasmal Image so that we can prevent them from ever electrolyzing the thing. So I'm sandbagging Phantasmal Image a lot, especially if I think my opponent has really big creatures. So against Eldrazi-Tron, I might want to keep this in my hand until the guy plays Thought-Knot Seer or Reality Smash or something like that. I might... But anyway, and it also creates the most busted hands when we can play Maraudgery, and then Vial in Phantasmal Image, or on our next turn play Phantasmal Image, play Curse Catcher, untap 2 lands, and then empty out our hand of 2 drops. Okay, let's go to the sideboard. Yeah, so we're playing with... I want to be really low to the ground, and I said before... I told a lot of people, you know what, I'm going to play with Gutshot in this tournament, but I'm going to go against it. I think Affinity is still around, and I definitely would want a Gutshot for Affinity, and if you know you have Affinity in your metagame, you play with Gutshot. You remove 1 Ceremonious Rejection, 1 Dispel, 1 Relic of Progenitus, you play with those Gutshots, but I think this sideboard is just really powerful if we don't play against an Affinity deck in this Modern Challenge. Yeah, I think we have a very good chance. I think we have great chances of winning the tournament if we don't include Gutshot and hope we dodge Affinity. And I think if we do run into Affinity, we're still going to have some game with Ceremonious Rejection, but it's not great. And again, we're playing with Disdainful Stroke. It's a hard counter against the most important spells that come out of Ad Nauseam, Storm, Titan Shift, Blue-White Control.
Do you know where to hit Ad Nauseam when they start the triggers? Do you know where to start using your...
Oh, no, when they play Ad Nauseam, I'm going to counter.
All right.
I know when to use this card. Oh yeah, I know.
Well, you said it before. When's the proper time to use the counter spell against Ad Nauseam? Here or there?
It's when they play Ad Nauseam. All the other counter spells don't really matter. Disdainful Stroke also great against Tron, Eldrazi Tron. Really great hard counter. The problem is Unified Will is really unreliable against Storm. It's sometimes unreliable against Eldrazi Tron, and it's very unreliable against Blue-White Control. So I'm very happy with Disdainful Stroke. But this is the most expensive card in our sideboard. Everything else is like really cheap. Because it needs to be cheap. We need to be mana efficient now. We need to be really low to the ground. We're too clunky otherwise. If you've got a bunch of 2-drops in your sideboard and your main deck is so heavy on like 3 drops, then we're gonna get killed. And we are getting killed. But I'm not getting killed with this. I'm doing great with this. I love this list, and this is my first... I've got like a 5-0 in a competitive league and 2 5-0s in friendly leagues, and I'm really pleased with it. I really like how it works. and I've played like a little bit of iterations here and there. A word about Smuggler's Copter. Like, Smuggler's Copter is still a great card, but I didn't want to... I'm playing Phantasmal Image just over it. I wanted more Phantasmal Images. Like, I'm confident in this card. Look, 3 copies. I even tried 4 at one time, but I like had a starting hand of 3 Phantasmal Images, and I was like, do you know what? I don't know if I want that many copies. Maybe with more playtesting, maybe I want 4. But this is why we're playing through, because I think it is that good. I really think it is that good. You can say it's clunky, but like, so is Master of Waves, and to some extent, so is Smuggler's Copter. But Smuggler's Copter and Master Waves don't really help the early game enough. I mean, Smuggler's Copter is fine in the early game if you're on the play, but not if you're on the draw. Then it's just sort of a late game card to like grind out card advantage. This thing is an early game card. This guy can help close out games really early. So I have a lot of confidence in Phantasmal Image. And also, I should note that most of the matches that I lost in playtesting were against Merfolk, just the mirror, because I was playing with a few less Harbinger of the Tides, I guess, in the past, but I'm still playing with 3. Phantasmal Image is really vulnerable because of it can get sniped down by Mare Reacher and Harbinger of the Tides. And I'm playing with Dismember and not Vapor Snag. And I don't really have anything useful in the sideboard to bring in against Merfolk. So, like, my Merfolk game is bad, but I'm pretty happy with my game everywhere else. So this is my deck tech, so let's go check out the power of Phantasmal Image.
You gave this guy 6 minutes.
Whatever. We're on the draw. Yeah, we're on the draw. We have to mulligan. This hand's awkward, but we'll keep it. We'll put that on the bottom. It's awkward because we're not going to do anything for a few million turns. Oh man, this is annoying because we're up against Valakut. Now we could. I put you to the bottom, man.
He bubbles right up to the surface. The scum always rises to the surface.
Yeah, Nikachu put a card on the bottom. Okay, here's a cool thing. If our opponent plays Prime Evil Titan, we can, at end of turn, play Phantasmal Image, copy the Prime Evil Titan, get some Mutavaults, get more Mutavaults. We already have a lot of Mutavaults. We're going to get more. And we're going to copy and make really good use of it. So I don't mind getting Master of the Pearl Trident here, because we're still going to get an attack in with this Mutavault. We have nothing really else to play anyway. And then next turn we can Violin Master of the Pearl Trident. It's not a big deal. It's important to know that in Game 1, the Valakut decks these days don't really have any main deck interaction, like no Anger of the Gods, no, I don't know, either no or few Lightning Bolts. So that's very, very good in our favor. It really sucks, though, that they got to go first. They will more comfortably ramp into a Primeval Titan than we can deal with. But I'm hoping to show the power of Phantasmal Image, because this is definitely the type of deck where we want those goldfishing wins, where we need to threaten to kill them by like turn 4, turn 5, because otherwise they will kill us. So like next turn they'll play land, ramp spell, get up to 5, and then they'll be good to play Primeval Titan next turn. I played a land, right? Yeah. Sometimes it's confusing to know if you've played your land drop against a Valakut deck. God, these are annoying.
Yeah, green cards generally are.
That's not bad. I could totally play Silvergill Adept here with the intention of maybe we can draw a land and next turn we play Master of Waves and we have an alternate plan of like Phantasmal Imaging the Master of Waves. Oops. No, cancel. Okay, we'll play Silvergill Adept. We don't really need to get an attack in here. Let's show him Master of the Pearl Trident. It's not a big deal. And we do draw our land. Fantastic. Okay, so... But can we... Do we have a chance at... really playing this Master Waves? Because they're going to play their Primeval Titan next turn. If they have it. Or at least they have the option of playing a Primeval Titan next turn. But we'll see what happens. And very likely I will play Phantasmal Image next turn. If they play Primeval Titan, I'll Violin Phantasmal Image. Or will I? Gotta think about that. Because we still have the option of playing Master Waves into Phantasmal Image on our turn. On our next turn. It's complicated. It's complicated.
Phantasmal Image's creature type is Illusion. How many of those are there in blue?
Oh, this is great. I think this is great. Okay, they're going to Summoner's Pact for Primeval Titan, but then they're going to have to pay for it on their next turn. That might give us time. Well, unless they have Scape Shift, then I guess it doesn't matter. So they have they're going to get their Primeval Titan. They're going to get 2 lands. What they do with it, I don't know.
There he is.
There he is, the man of the hour.
Copy him.
Not now. If I copy him now, he'll get a mountain and a Valakut and just shoot my Phantasmal Image. But he has played his land drop for the turn. Usually they get 2 Valakuts. Yeah. So what do I want to do? Okay, I'm going to take some time to make sure that Phantasmal Image into Primeval Titan is the correct choice. We definitely can't kill them next turn. That's just impossible. Okay, we'll play the Phantasmal Image. We'll just get a bunch of lands. We're going to be able to attack next turn and get even more lands. We're going to get all the Mutavaults out of our deck, especially the one on the bottom of our library. Mutavault, Mutavault. Sweet.
You should splash green.
I think... Okay, we do have the option of... What is this? 6? This is 9, 15, 16, 17. Oh, it's so close to killing them. We got an update for you. Well, you... No.
Snooze.
Pick a time. Get out of here. Next year. I hate these restart
when
things.
Bill Gates retires.
Get out of here. Yeah. Well, he retired a long time ago.
When he dies.
I guess we're just going to leave this on 2. I can hit for 9, 12, 18 damage.
Do it.
That's
leave
sick.
That 1. Because then he can't crack anything if he needs to.
6.
Is it
9,
important that he fetches right now?
12.
Because he can't shot.
18. It might be important.
If you drop him down to 1, you can't fetch for anything.
Okay, I guess we'll leave it on 2. I sort of like the idea of being able to hold up Dismember, though. That's interesting. Okay, pay 4. Pay 4 for Scape for the Summoner's Pact. Ah, you have too much mana. Too much manas. So how much damage can I take? You can get... You pay 4. That means you can't play another Primeval Titan next turn, which means you can get out 2 mountains, 6, 12, 18 damage with the Primeval Titan. So I guess this is a completely reasonable line. to just activate everything and attack. Put them down. Put them down to like a really low life total and hope they don't have escape shift. I hope I know what I'm doing here. Unfortunately, these lands come into play tapped. I'm actually missing something. They could just play a card that will deal me damage. They could just play, it's like Search for Tomorrow, hard cast it to put another mountain in play and do another 6 damage to me. Okay, we'll just do this.
You know, when Bill Gates dies, his kids are all getting $10 million each, and that's it. Everything else is being donated to charity. Isn't that a kick in the pants?
It is. This is a complicated board state. I wish I had one more land, and I hit curve easily. We're gonna get all the Mutavaults. All the Mutavaults will be on the board. Get an island, I guess. So they might block Primeval Titan. They might, if they think it's that big of a danger. But they're gonna go for a Mutavault. Actually, hold on. Why did I calculate like our opponent is actually so far away from getting killed? Yeah, they could just block a Mutavault. This is just 9, 15 damage. It's not even close. So now I wish I left up. Oh, this was so horrible because now I should have just left up at least some mana for Dismember.
Well, in the Lord.
So we get 6, 11 damage in. I could play a Lord at end of turn, make everything big, and hopefully win. Violating a Lord I don't think has a lot of value.
It'll +1 that Silvergill.
And the Mutavault.
Oh yes, the 2 Mutavaults.
Okay. Let's hope we live. But I think I screwed that up. I think I should have kept up 2 mana because we weren't guaranteed to put our opponent down to 1. It wasn't guaranteed whatsoever. We might still win this. But there's a lot of ways we can lose. Take 12, 16 damage.
He has Trample?
It's Trample. Trample's strong. Because if I left up mana and they blocked with Primeval Titan, then I could have dismembered it. One of 2 things could happen here. Could be Valakut plus Mountain. That's 15 damage in itself. And then just an extra Mountain will be, like, super dangerous. It looks like it's all going towards my face. Not good. This would be a good time for Harbinger of the Tides, that's for sure. That would be a good time for Harbinger of the Tides. And the thing is, I can't survive another mountain. Like, I'm gonna block, take 4, go to 7, but like, if plays a mountain or plays anything that can get a mountain, I'm dead. So we gotta hope that this guy has like
Zilch.
Something like that. I'm hoping to see I hope they have a bunch of scape shifts in their hand. I hope they have not sure what else I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for bricks. I'm hoping for bricks. Kahalni hard expedition. It's really hard to ask for bricks when they could have like, you know, that like anything that ramps them will kill me. Yeah, like that. Oh, damn. With that attack. So fragile. So fragile. But you see the power. I think we were in a pretty good position. You know what's another thing that I was not thinking about at the time? We could use all these Mutavaults to block the Primeval Titans. So they, like, get Valakuts out. shoot us in the face or whatever, but then we like activate all our Mutavaults and do a huge block on the Primeval Titan. So anyway, we're dead.
Darn.
That's fine. We're gonna go to game 2. We're gonna go have a game 2. We're gonna play better in game 2. So I believe in all the Disdainful Strokes, and I believe in some Dispels to counter Lightning Bolt and Summoner's Pact. I don't really believe in Dismember or Master of Waves in this matchup. I think that's it. I think that's all we have to do. And Spreading Seas, not in love with Spreading Seas, but we'll play it anyway. 'Cause sometimes it can slow them down. Sometimes you hit their Valakut and you know that it's not going to kill your creatures. But that's about it. Ceremonious Rejection. Like, they do have some targets for Ceremonious Rejection, like, what's it called? Not Ratchet Bomb. The other thing. Engineered Explosives. But that's too situational. Come on, Nikachu, wake up. Wake up. We gotta play this better.
You gotta splash Valakut.
It's early in the morning for Nikachu here.
Or Primeval Titan, rather.
That's what the Phantasmal Image is for. I'm splashing every deck. I would love to play first.
Wow. That's mana for days.
I'm gonna keep it. I think we have a decent clock. And if we get one more Lord, we'll be invincible to, what's it called? Anger the Gods. There's going to be more removal, that's for sure. So turn 2, we can attack for 2. Then on turn 3, we can attack for 3. I think on the play, this is worth keeping. I just like how we have a pretty aggressive hand. And next turn, we can play... we can attack with Mutavault and play an Aether Vial. Not much interaction, but like the clock is important. Clocks are important. We always, in some ways, we have to like hope that things will go well for us in this Valakut matchup, because they're for sure gonna win if we don't. There's Phantasmal Image, so how to do this? Vial, then Lord attack. Yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we're going to play... Okay, we're gonna attack. Where are we gonna attack? Maybe we just play a Lord and Vial and pass.
How about Vial and a Lord and then attack? Boosting that Mutavault.
Actually, do you know what? I think this is best. We should play a Lord. We'll play another Vial. Now, if they want to anger the gods, they have to anger the gods right now. I don't know if encouraging this is a good idea, but... because we could play around the entire kit and caboodle by just Vialing and a Lord at the end of turn. But I think I really want to get my attack on. I think we really want to be aggressive. Like, we can attack for 10 next turn. And have Phantasmal Image there to protect the team from Anger the Gods. Although they could have mana to just bolt things. Like Anger and Bolt on the same turn. See what happens. Baloth? Seaman Spirit Guide. Hour of Promise. Search your library for up to 2 land cards, put onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Okay. They're ramping. 2 cards. So... Gotcha. You played your land for the turn. So now I'm actually a little bit happier that we're taking this line because this is more aggressive. We can hit them for 12. In theory. Dispel's not bad. If they play Summoner's Pact, or if they try to play... unfortunately, they can always bolt the Phantasmal Image if they really want to. So I can attack for... Sorry, I can attack for 8, 13.
Do it.
Then my board will get wiped. Because any land plus ramp spell will do a lot of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Primal Titan hits the board. If Primal Titan hits the board, we win because we'll Phantasmal Image and copy it. Alright, we'll take that line. We copy the Phantasmal Image, you get Mutavaults, we attack with everything. Or I can see a lot of ways where we win in that line. Because our opponent is down to 6. Could put him down to 3, but 3 isn't enough because if they wipe the board, a Mutavault isn't enough to get in for the last few points of damage. So we're hoping for Primeval Titan. We're hoping for Primeval Titan. So here's Hour of Promise. Now what are we hoping for? Did they play a land? 1, 2, 3, 4. They have not played a land yet. So they're going to get probably another Valakut, get like a billion triggers.
Could you counter this?
No, it's a sorcery. So yeah, we're just going to let this resolve. And then we're going to figure out what we're going to do afterwards. They did not get another Valakut trigger. Sorry, they did not get another Valakut. I guess they don't need to. They have like a million of these triggers. It's not enough to kill us. Or it could be. They could play land like Mountain into Farseek, and that would kill us.
And he chooses where the damage goes? He can't block it?
Oh, they're choosing to attack, put it all on the Lords. So that's some good news. Okay, we'll let the two of them deal damage to us. I think what we're going to end up doing is we're just going to Violin the Phantasmal Image. We're going to copy our Lord, and if they have a Mountain, then we're just going to lose to the Mountain. We have to hope that they have ramping spells. I'm hoping that they have no lands in their hand. They have ramping spells that they can't play, and that's all there is to it. But it sort of feels like, well, I don't know what it looks like in their perspective, but I think this is our best chance of winning the game. If we just let the board die, I don't know, activate Mutavault, attack for 4, I don't really like our chances because we could just easily die to another Hour of Promise, Scape Shift, or Primeval Titan when they untap. So we're going to copy this. Phantasmal Image, obviously very vulnerable here. An actual Lord would be better. But actually Forest is also probably pretty bad because they can probably play some sort of ramping spell. So we're going to lose our board anyway. If this was just any Lord, they would just put 2 Valakut triggers on it and then we would lose everything anyway. So we didn't... I don't think there was anything particularly lost. What am I hoping for now? I don't know. Silvergill into something? Farseek, okay. Unfortunately, no targets for our Dispel. So I don't get. Wouldn't we have just died? They could play a land, shoot us twice, Farseek, shoot us twice. We would have just lost. What's up with this? So I guess what we're hoping for is Spreading Seas into Silvergill into Silvergill. Something along those lines. No, yes, but yeah, looks pretty bad here. Well, there's step 1. Okay, so we can spreading seize this thing. If we go into Silvergill, I might want to be able to. Do I want to hold up this Dispel, or do I want to attack for 2? Yeah, let's not hold up this Dispel. Let's attack for 2. Attacking for 2 gives us a shot in hell at winning the game. Silvergill Adept. Into land. Nope. Okay, we'll just play our last vial, I guess. This is fine. If our opponent can't kill us for whatever reason next turn, we've got... we can play Harbinger into a Lord and then win. That'd be fine. I'd be fine with that. I'm assuming we're toast. Primeval Titan. All right, we lose. Boo! Boo to Prime. Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was not even close. Well, I could have played game 1 so much better. First game of the tournament is rough. And here, if we had Disdainful Stroke, we would have just won. I mean, I would just Disdainful Stroke one of the Hour of Promises. Yeah, like I think we had a very good hand. Unfortunately, we couldn't counter anything. We had no interaction. We didn't even have Spreading Seas for a lone Valakut. Even that would have helped us. So, I don't know. That's it. Yeah, that's all. That's all that happened. And we should have died earlier, because I think they had the kill anyway. Instead of shooting our creatures, they could have just shot our face.
It's only one loss. You can still make your way to the top 8.
I hope we saw the power of Phantasmal Image, that it really gave me an opportunity to win game 1. I just fumbled it up, playing Phantasmal Image, copying their Primeval Titan, getting Mutavaults. I should have just made an attack with everything except a Mutavault and an island. And if they wanted to block any of that, then we would have killed their Primeval Titan and probably would have won the game after that, because they needed to tap out. They needed to pay 4 mana to pay the Summoner's Pact upkeep trigger. They had to pay for the pack trigger, and then we would just kill them on the crackback on the following turn very comfortably. I don't think they could come back from that. The Mutavaults are really nice in this matchup. They have a lot of protection from Anger the Gods and sorcery speed Valakut triggers from Farseek and stuff like that. I mean, they can get hit by Secura Tribe Elder or a fetch land, but they're still very, very nice. And they may not have enough Valakuts out to kill them all. So anyway, this was round 1 against Titan Shift, one of the menaces of the formats. I thought I was prepared. I don't feel like I got as steamrolled as I normally would. And maybe if this hand had one more Lord, then we would have been in fantastic shape. But whatever. The matchup is what it is. So we are going to thank all my patrons supporting me on Patreon. We're also going to thank themanabase.com for being our sponsor. This has been Nikachu and his brother playing Merfolk in Modern.